Facebook, eh? Ona. The peace of the Lord be with you all. YPG, service order. We love you for Christ. You are welcome to the Gap Presbytery Media. This is a live interview with the Youth and Campus Ministry Coordinator, and I'm very much excited to introduce him to all of you. But before that, let me remind you that we are being sponsored by the Gap Shop and Salem Water. At Gap Shop, you can get all your Presbyterian souvenirs right here in the Gap Presbytery office, Kuku Hill, Osu. Now to our guest for this interview. For all of us in the Gap Presbytery, we have a very special person, especially as young people and students. The Presbytery has appointed someone who coordinates all youth work and campus ministry work in the Gap Presbytery. And this work is very special for us because the young people are not only the future, but the wheels on which the Presbytery is driven. This man is someone I don't want to speak much about because in this interview, we want to hear more about him from his own mouth. He is a minister, ordained minister of the Presbyterian Church of Ghana, and he's a married man. I'll not tell you anything about the wife because that also will be part of the questions. So no apple for you tonight. But his name is very important, and I would want to introduce and welcome to this interview the Reverend Jospeh Asan-Ntow. Papa, you are welcome to Gap Media.
Thank you. As I was telling you.
All right. So, Papa, before we go into the interview proper, we are just about 10 days to end your tenure as Youth and Campus Ministry Coordinator. How is the feeling like?
I must thank you for the opportunity. I must say that as a mixed feeling for me. One of joy, one of humbled by God's grace over the last 8 years. But then there is also a part of my heart which is sad, having done this work for the past 8 years. The Youth and Campus Ministry has become like a second home away from my nuclear and extended family. So there's a mixed feeling. I'm excited. I'm also sad at the same time.
There's a mixed feeling, excitement mixed with sadness. So we want to know who the outgoing youth coordinator and youth and campus music coordinator is. So, Papa, can you share with us your background? Who are you? Who is the Reverend Jospeh Asan-Ntow?
Okay, so like you mentioned, the name is Jospeh Asan-Ntow, born on a Thursday. So I'm a proud Yao. Born to a Muslim father and a Christian mother. I'll say, with respect to school, I'm a Kanda boy. I went to Kanda Ring Road government school, and then by way of development, I did electrical installation at Accra Technical Training Center, which is Gokumimle. So I have a technical background in electricals. From there, life was hitting us small. Then that was the time where IT had become a prominent something. So I went to IPMC. I did an international diploma in IT. And I noticed that too wasn't going too well for me. I actually wanted to enter the university. So later, opportunity came to do some NOVDEX and what have you. And then I had the opportunity to land myself at the then Ghana Telecom University. So I did BSc Telecommunication Engineering. Whilst there, I was still in church. I mean, working in the Nantoma congregation. That's where I grew up from. But I was baptized in Emmanuel congregation in Medina.
Okay.
I moved to Northridge, so the closest church to me was Ntow Memorial.
Okay.
Yeah. My Christian journey is a bit of an up and down.
But before we come to your Christian journey, you mentioned that your father has a Muslim background. How was it like growing in a...
Yeah, so I was born a Muslim with a Christian mother. Even at the time I was born, my mother also was not really going to church because she was married to a Muslim. So after a while, the relationship did not go as expected. So I came closer to my mother, and I was moving between being a Christian and being a Muslim. So sometimes I'm a Christian following my mother. Sometimes I'm a Muslim following my father. One of the things I remember, and that was what I would say has to do with my conversion experience, was that I at one time was fed up that it was like when it gets to Sanla, I'm a Muslim. Then after that, then I'm a Christian because my mother really wanted us to be Christians. So at that time, I would say that I was praying to what Paul would say, the unknown God. And I was like, God, I want to know which of the paths is the right path to you. And I remember one November, somewhere in the 2000s, I'd finished watching movie, and at that time I stayed at Northridge, and I couldn't sleep. So I came out of the compound, wandering around, and I would say I began to have a lot of reflections, encounters, and what have you. And there was a deep sense of conviction that the way God wanted me to go is the way of the Christian. So I remember it was a Saturday night going into the morning, early morning on Sunday. And that Sunday, I knew I needed to go to church. And at that time, I had been baptized like 6 years back as a JY member. But I left church. And then there was this conversion experience that took me back to church with respect to Sunday morning. Where can I go to church? And I was at Northridge. And Kanda Presby or Nantoma congregation is just across the street, which is Kanda. So I decided to go there to see what happened. Unfortunately, when I went, especially the minister then, when it got to the time of introduction, and I introduced myself at first time, I took an interest, and by God's grace, stayed there. And within the conversation, he prayed with me, encouraged me to. I had not been 18 years, so I was still about 16 there. So I needed to go back to JY to be able to go through. And then I would say that my real conversion experience happened during my confirmation time. Even though I had that encounter, it was during the confirmation that I was talking through proper salvation, assurance of salvation, and all of those things. And then the journey of this faith was from there, or just growing to the glory of God.
I'm sure something like this has been hidden from all of us. I have known Papa for, well over 10, 15 years, but I never knew this side of the story. And we thank God that that day the Spirit spoke so expressly and we went to Canada, because I'm just imagining if it had spoken to the other side, the mosque was just on that same stretch. You would have just
by that time I would have been, so by now I would have been Alaji. Alaji or Imam.
Yes.
You see now.
Wow. But glory be to God that the Lord led you to Nantoma. Now, Papa, from JY, you had to go through the process, get to YPG.
Yes.
Can you tell us how leadership came through that transition all the way to the YPG?
I would say that my leadership development started in JY. The JY leaders we had then took a lot of interest. And back then in Nantoma, even at the JY level, we had JY leaders. So apart from the leaders who are more like the teachers, within the members themselves, we had leaders. So I remember that I was appointed president, and that meant that I worked very close with the JY leaders or the teachers as the situation may be. And I came under a lot of accountability, under a lot of instruction and all of those things. So that was the beginning point of exposure to practical leadership as a young person. Immediately I entered YPG. That journey continued, where I was appointed. You know, in some of the YPGs, we have smaller groups. So I was appointed a group leader there, and then the exposure continued on, and that is where it began. Then I became local, or let me say, congregational YPG president. Then I became a district, that's Arabaka district YPG president.
Wow.
I didn't finish that tenure. As for the local president, I finished the first tenure, which was 3 years. And they wanted me to go for the second term, but I had told them that in prayer, God did not ask me to go for 2 terms. I mean, by God's grace, we've done very well. So the people thought that it was going to be that. I said, no, God has not. So I left that one, and whilst I was going, the district came knocking. Some of the other local presidents came knocking that, oh boy, even though you're not going for Kanda, we think that is the opportunity. I prayed about it and was convinced that God said, go for it. And we went for it and ran against an incumbent DP.
Wow.
And then we the margin was double.
Wow.
So that was more like a confirmation that, look, this was the doing of the Lord. And then I was president for Arakadish for 1 year. And then the superintendentship also came. Honestly, I was not looking at it. That one too is the same district presidents who saw the way they saw the gun fire in me, the gun presbytery fire. And I remember we went to Mampong 2011, and on our way going, the bars, conversations were happening, debates, church debates, and points. And I think they saw that I was articulating my points most clearly and all of those things. And especially when we went to Mampong, those were the moments when an elected president had resigned and we're going to do a by-election. The clan director became acting YPG president for 1 year. And so in Mampong, such a presbytery, a lot of issues came, and
you went to do your things.
We spoke our mind. You know, got presbytery, the Rainbow Presbytery. For one reason or the other, the superintendents, we always have certain capacity, certain ability to put things where we think they should be. We are not normally the reserve type. I mean, we air our views. So after that, I remember the Saturday nights, the DPs came. And those times, it was the combined gun. We didn't have gun west. So they rally around, called me and said,
how many districts?
Those times, we were about 38.
38.
Yes. So they came around and said, no, Joe, in the bus when we were going, they had indicated to me there was somebody from Dansman district that they were preparing to become
the superintendent.
And this was 2011. And the election was in 2012. But the Saturday night doing conference, they came to hijack me, Damasa. We have changed our mind. We think you are the guy. And so I should pray about it. And they wanted to know by Sunday morning. I don't know what it was. Those times I had not gotten myself so much embedded in the YPG politics yet. So that night I couldn't sleep once again. I had to pray about it. And then I got the conviction that, yes, it was a doing. So I gave them the nod that I was interested. So I remember we were coming back from Setre, and our car developed fault on the way somewhere. And that time, we came with our superintendent, Mrs. Catherine Ojija. And then, whilst we were standing by the car when it was being repaired, she said, but me, who is going to take over for me? And I said, oh, I'm here. So it's like, oh, really? But you just came. Because I had just become a DP in February 2011, and went for the conference August 2011. I was like, you just came, I'll come. But the issue was that we had a discussion by the Sunday morning that I had accepted, and then they were going to support and what have you. So I showed that interest. And from then, I mean, we went through the motions. And then I think April 2012, elections. And then by God's grace, we also won with a landslide victory. So, and then we continued the leadership on that turf. Yes.
So you were branch president, district president, superintendent.
Yes, sir.
That's a hat trick.
Yes, sir.
And could you share? I know one of the challenges we've had in recent years has been people not willing to take up leadership position in the YPG, and Was it the same?
No,
in
it
your
wasn't.
days?
You know, sometimes I'm baffled.
Mm.
In those days, we you know, the competition was tight. Even nowadays, I remember I had the opportunity of serving with my then coordinator, Reverend Stephen Lawson, and we felt that we should lower the bar in terms of the nomination.
Okay.
During my time, you needed 1/3.
Okay.
1/3 the number for nomination. So you can imagine 38 districts. The number of 1/3 or 38 for you to be nominated.
Wow.
And we had competition. We had competition, even though it was 1/3 of such a number. I mean, in recent times, it's actually one
Your
nomination
district,
plus
yes.
seconder.
Second.
Indeed, in the new amendment, we didn't change that your district is the one that should have nominated you. If you have 2 nominations, regardless of the fact that your district is inclusive or not, you are nominated. But in those days, your district must nominate you one, and then you must get secondment from 1/3 of the number of districts. And yet, we were competing. I mean, you hardly see a position that is unopposed. So, in recent time, when you go for vetting and before you realize the positions, you have to beg people, people give you all manner of excuses and what have you. It's heart bleeding. Maybe people have not really understood what these opportunities they do for us. I mean, I'm a product of YPG. I would never be who I am today without YPG.
Wow, that's a strong statement.
Yes. I have told people that any young person that may not have gotten the opportunity to have gone through the YPG training, something is a bit lacking.
Wow, something is a bit lacking. Young people who are watching and listening to us this evening, this is the exclusive interview with the Reverend Jospeh Asan-Ntow. If you missed the opening remarks, he has been a branch president, a district president. He has also been a superintendent, and we'll go to higher things that the Lord has done and through him. This is the Predatory Media, and we are having the conversation with our outgoing youth and campus ministry coordinator. Let me also remind you that this interview is proudly sponsored by the Gap Shop, and we also have Kuntunse Project as our partner in this particular interview. We'll be going for a very short commercial break. We'll be watching the Kuntunse video to encourage you and to motivate you to support by paying your Kuntunse levy, which is 200 cedis a year for all adult members. And then also, if the Lord has blessed you, we expect that you subscribe to the 150K for 1K. Let's watch the Kuntunse video and come back right after that.
Welcome to the Kuntunse Conference Center project, a visionary initiative by the Presbyterian Church of Ghana to develop a world-class conference center that will serve as a beacon of hope, spiritual enrichment, and community development. The story of the Kuntunse land started in 1996 during the administration of Right Reverend Anthony Etwibeko. The church acquired a 19.75 acre of land from the Korte family of Osu, Accra, in December 1998. As developments in the surrounding area surged, the threat of encroachment became a pressing concern. Recognizing this, the church administration prioritized fencing the entire land, a project that was completed in 2015. Despite these efforts, the church navigated legal challenges that arose in 2017, leading to a court judgment that required the church to relinquish a portion of the land. Today, the vision for the Kuntunse land has been revitalized. A dedicated Kuntunse project committee has been formed to oversee the development of the conference center. The church has engaged MS Plan architects to create detailed proposals that align with the church's mission and vision. The goal is to complete the first phase of the project in time to commemorate the bicentennial anniversary of the Presbyterian Church in Ghana. The Kuntunse Conference Center is set to become a landmark destination, offering state-of-the-art facilities, including 2 conference buildings with capacities of 1,600 and 5,000 seats respectively, a serene prayer garden, an administration block, a library, a museum, a clinic, and residential accommodations for up to 1,000 guests. Additionally, a VIP guest house, dining facilities, staff housing, a commercial area, and a playground will be developed to ensure a comprehensive and welcoming environment. Above all, and located at the highest level of the site, will be a 400-seating capacity chapel to emphasize the spiritual significance of the center. All the facilities shall be accessed by a ring road encircling the central area, thus achieving optimum pedestrianization and enhancing the landscape and skyline of the center. The project site, spanning 17.01 acres, is strategically located near the Accra-Nsawam Road, offering accessibility and breathtaking views. The site's design prioritizes functionality, simplicity, and the Presbyterian values of modesty and quality. A central ring road will provide easy access to all key areas, enhancing pedestrian movement and preserving the natural landscape. The conference center will be built with a focus on efficiency and cost effectiveness, reflecting the church's commitment to stewardship. The design includes well-proportioned buildings that exude elegance,
Come back from that Kuntunse project break. We are here with the Reverend Jospeh Asan-Ntow, outgoing youth and campus ministry coordinator. I don't know whether the outgoing is, but he's the youth.
It's appropriate.
He's the youth and campus ministry
I'm outgoing.
coordinator.
10 days they are outgoing.
And we've been amazed by the fundamentals that he has shared with us. Formative years, born to a Muslim father and a Christian mother, and the experience that was so Pauline encounter that led him all the way to the Reverend Ntow Memorial Congregation. And so we want to move on. Papa has been a branch president, district president, and a superintendent. Papa, how did the call to ministry come in?
Well, I would say that working as a young person within the church, I was also developing myself, like I said earlier, going to Ghana Telecom. And I was also exposed to student politics, right from my GHSD. I was compound overseer. And
those people have very power.
Yes,
like,
I was very powerful.
Yeah.
You know, if you joke with me, you will see the whole compound. If you are late, I will give you some portions to go and do some work and what have you. And then when I went to ATTC, I was involved in the SRC. I became an organizer in the SRC. And when I went to Ghana Telecom, I also was very much involved in the JCR and then also the SRC itself. I became the electoral committee chair. I became constitutional review committee chair. And those ones, the opportunities were given to me largely because of my YPG experience.
Yeah.
When I got to Ghana Telecom, the ability to debate, I got it from YPG.
Yeah.
You know, when we go for the general meetings in those days. Nowadays, we don't have general meetings.
Yeah.
You know, in those days,
the vibe is not there anymore.
So it developed that leadership. So growing up, I was thinking I was going to be a politician. Yes, because I was going through that rudiment and what have you. But yet, anytime we went on attachments, Ghana Telecom, they demand, because of the practical aspects of telecom engineering, they demand that whenever we went for long vacations, you did one form of attachment or the other. And in those days in Northridge, we had Airtel.
Okay.
Airtel was there. So through a few people I knew, I always went there for attachment into the telecom industry and what have you. But anytime I sat to do work as a telecom engineer or something, once I'm there, I'm doing the work all right. But you see that my heart is preoccupied with things that is happening in the church. And at that time I was superintendent. So either something I needed to go and do as superintendent, somebody I needed to do a follow-up on, some evangelism activity that we needed to do, and all of those things. So even though I was working, attachment, my mind was always out. So I took some time to pray about it earnestly. And I noticed that my heart shifted more towards ministry. Then as superintendent, you always had the opportunity to sit in the Gap Presbytery Council. And that was one of the amazing opportunities and experience, sitting in the midst of the district ministers, the lay reps, and you look at the quality of Christians, the quality of accomplished individuals, the quality of ministers. I mean, in those days, you know, like the way the YPG was, it was the same thing with Gap Presbytery when we were going to GA. And as Gap Presbytery superintendent, for us, it was automatic as a commissioner. So you always went to General Assembly. And when we get to General Assembly, some of the people that made some of the top-notch presentations and what have you were coming from Ghana. And these are the people, ministers, and sometimes the lay as well. These are the people you come to sit in council with. And some of them began to speak to me that they can see the call of God and what have you. And that began to confirm my prayer in chambers to see where the calling was. Indeed, at a particular time, it became so heavy that when I now had to take the form, and the year I took the form, the truth was that I took the form because I wanted to take the form. I have heard that people go and then they fail once, twice. I've even heard people who have gone for 8 consecutive times before they got. Some never even got all the opportunity. So I took the form and I told God, I've taken the form. I'm going through the processes. I know I won't get. So that when I don't get, I'll tell God that, God, I took the form. I didn't get. And I was in my final year at Ghana Telecom. And my attachment had come, national service had come. And I was put at Ericsson MTN. I was going to do my national service there with some of my other telecom mates, and some are still within MTN now, as it were. And during the same time, I sat and wrote the exams. And indeed, when I told my mother I wanted to become an Osofo, she did not agree in the first place. She said, nah. I've paid private university fees, Ghana Telecom, and you want to leave it and go and become an Osofo.
For how much?
No. I should wait a while. I should go and work within the telecom industry, get some money, at least before you go ahead to. And she said she was not against it, because when she looked at all my involvement in church, she would not be surprised, but not now. So I said, oh, me too. I could feel the urge that this was the time. But I just want to write the exams, so that when the church system fails me, then I'll tell God that it's the church that has failed me. I'll try after 2 years or something on that particular sort. But so surprisingly, I passed. Now, because my mother was not in support, when I did some consultation around, I was told that, okay, and there was also the SMT. So I should write both exams. Then if my mother was not still in support, I could still go and work whilst I went to the SMT. So some 2 years. Then by the time I finish, I come into 10th ministry, as it were. So I wrote both exams. I passed all. And I was shocked myself, because during the same time, I was writing my long essay at Ghana Telecom. So I didn't have much of a time. It was a week to the exams that I went to book Trinity, slept there for like 4 days, and then I intentionally now learned and what have you. And I was like, oh, with that learning, I was able to pass all 5 papers, and then went to the final interview. And by God's grace, the final interview also went very well. And then now, at the final interview, I was asked, so which of the two would I go? And I said I left it to them. And there were fathers and mothers on the panel. So I told them that I leave it to them. When the appointment letter to go to school came, it was Trinity. And later when I consulted, I was told that most of them were the view that I was young, so I should go and study, I should go to Trinity. Even though my mother, and thankfully when the letter also came, and I went to show to my mother that I've been picked and I was going to Trinity, which meant full-time and what have you, she said that's fine. I mean, and I'm sure God would have worked on her. So that's how I entered into ministry. This will be 2015. So I finished as superintendent and handed over to Martin Shandorf, who handed over to you. Yes. So in 2015, somewhere in May, and then I entered school in first week in September 2015. Surprisingly, that year we went to Brekum for, that was my last conference in August.
Okay.
That was my last conference. I had handed over, but I was serving on a few committees. So the superintendent, Martin, said, no, I needed to go for that last conference. So I went. And within the conference, we had some prayer time. And then they brought a prophet. Then, surprisingly, when the prophet was prophesying, he called me out. And then he said, I have seen that two things. You are going to be a big businessman, but you're also going to be a man of God. So the whole room, those who knew that I had admission and I was going to school 2 weeks after, started screaming. They said, oh, but he's going to school to become a Osofo. I said, okay, it is either of the two. Maybe the Osofo will come first and the businessman will follow later. So all of those things confirmed that, I mean, there was a call. And 2015, we entered Trinity, went through the 3 years training.
We'll come to the ministerial formation and theological education.
Yes,
but when you mentioned that the final interview, the panel was there, I know coming Monday, those who have picked form to go for either Trinity SM, they'll be coming for interview here. And I know some of them are watching us live to know about how the interview goes. What are the questions? Somebody was just WhatsApping me this afternoon. What are some of the questions that are likely to be? So maybe you could share with us some of the questions that...
Also, listen, let me be frank here that if you use my standard as a vetting, you will not prepare. I will be prepared. But you see, when I came, all the people sitting on the...
They knew you.
I was in council with them. Oh, I remember Reverend Obinto, now retired Reverend Awakonya.
Was this in this room for Prairie Tree?
Oh, it was in the library. Yes, for the Prairie Tree. At that time, the interview is in the library.
Okay.
And I mean, the lady that were on it, I was in council with all of them. And so when I got there, they said, but you, what questions are we going to ask you? So I remember I was one of the shortest interview. When I came out of the interview room, all of them were like, hey, the person who went before me had spent almost 20 minutes. And I spent under 4 minutes. Yes. I remember, even there were about 4 questions. Even one of them I didn't know at that time, I remember. Then it flipped into what even made me keep the 4 minutes, it switched into marriage. When am I getting married? That was the one that they were seeking to know. Because they were like, no, they've seen me on council. And indeed, I always have, I've always encouraged you, the superintendents, that you are young. So the reports that they bring, the minutes, they read. So sometimes when it gets to the matters, then I'm just pointing issues and what have you. Later, many years, also Kwapong told him that, oh, Joe, they say anymore. Those times are not a council member. No. And sometimes you'll be reading some lines, and like, what is he reading from there? We will now go and be opening our minutes and say, oh, yeah, this thing, we have said it. We've even decided on it, and we are not arguing about the matter. And the reason was I was young. So I read the Constitution, the Church Constitution, the YPG Constitution, any document that was brought, I read it. And in those days, the council allowed a young man, unless I don't raise my hand, yes, our superintendent, and that opportunity was given. Wow. So when I got to the panel, they felt that coming to ask me, they know what they... So short minutes, and surprisingly, the same thing repeated at the national interview. And they sought to know my background. their background they didn't know, and then the issue of marriage took center stage, and I would say that basically that was it. But I would say that normally it's a conversation. But one of the key things they would want to know is what is your calling, your conviction of your calling is a key question. So you need to be certain about why do you think that you are being called. I remember in Abukobi, that was a national interview, they asked me, all the things you are doing in church, you're already working for God. So why do you want to come into the ordained ministry? And I told them that truly, my experience in Ethel, when I'm working, my mind, even though I'm doing the work, my mind is not there. I'm in a hurry to go and do something related to church. So, and when I'm in the church one, my mind is not even in the telecom any longer. So I noticed that, to seek fulfillment, I needed to go in a direction of this calling. So they would seek, they would ask many questions to try to know whether indeed, you need to convince them whether there's a calling. Because as Presbyterians, it's not just being in the ordained ministry that you work for God. All the work that you do. So I remember when I went to Trinity, then somebody said that now that you have come into ministry, I say, wait a minute, I've been in ministry
long time.
Yeah, because I was the superintendent of the combined gang. Over 10,000 young people. And in those days, the superintendentship, it was, when you hear that the superintendent of Presbytery is coming, there's some vim in it. So like, if I've done all of this one, and you are telling me that now that I've come into ministry, I said, no. I was in ministry there, so basically. So they should just take heart. Prepare. Those days, Papa, I got an NIV audio Bible. Anytime you saw me, you saw it. I was having an earpiece in my head. I listened to it from Genesis to Revelation. And that normally helped me in the TTS exams, especially the general paper. So it gave me a fair idea of the word. Read your constitution. Try your current affairs. Try to know what is happening. But they will have a conversation with you. It's not a tension matter.
So it's not a tension.
No.
It's an interview where they want to have a conversation with you. So Papa, now in Trinity, you did 3 years.
Yes.
Could you summarize that for us in a minute?
It was a nice experience. Trinity was a nice experience. Those who came to Trinity after COVID, they have their own experience. But ours was the type where every morning you went for morning devotion from Monday to Friday before lectures will start at about 8 o'clock. And, dress code was strict. Sometimes you have to wake up at dawn to do diaconia. You know diaconia? Yeah. I was given behind some street behind the administration block. You see myself and 2 other colleagues who sweep stretch of the road.
You mean the Osophos in the making were sweeping?
Yes. So when you come to Trinity and you see in nowadays, I don't know what's happening now, where you see the beautiful environment, very well kept. It was not only gardeners. You see, we only had gardeners who took care of the technical garden in terms of, that one, you needed to have some experience on how to be able to manage the grass and what have you. But the sweeping was ours. The weeding, clearing, when some places are very weedy, we did the clearing. The scrubbing was ours. You didn't, I remember in one of the Trinity SRC, we wanted to increase the dues so that we can go and get professional cleaning services to come and clean the fencing. And that our president was the very Reverend Professor G.O.I. Mante. And one Monday morning he caught us. Say, you people, do you know what diaconia means? It's part of ministry. We are training you so that your ministry is not just preaching. You must engage the earth. So later when he became moderator and was talking about environmental witness, I wasn't surprised. So the thing was in the system.
From
yes.
the presidency.
So he said we should not even bring it for administration. They will not even look at it. If we increase the dues, we use it for something else, but not for scrubbing. Cleaning. Yes, because they felt that it will teach us humility. It will teach us service. We're going to be ministers. A minister is a servant. Is one who serves. So they were hard on that particular bit, and so we did the sweeping, the washing of our, scrubbing of our washrooms, and all of those things. And it was a nice time, the academic time. You know, you're sitting in front of, I mean, reverend professors, and sometimes they will teach, and then sometimes you are like, hey, which Bible have you been reading all this while? I mean, the same Bible. The way they would give the interpretations to it and what have you. It was a wonderful time, I must say.
Some of your lectures in Trinity.
So President taught me. Then and now the presiding bishop for the Methodist Church. And he also, Professor Asan-Ntow, you know, he taught us the history of charismatic movement, Pentecostal movement, you know, and one of the books he made us read was the very Reverend Professor Menyon's book. I mean, that talk about Pentecostalism, and that book gave me an in-depth of the revival of the church. You know, so the BSPG movement and what have you, what it meant and the role it has played in the life of the Presbyterian Church of Ghana. The Reverend Dr. Seth Kisi, Greek master, you know, in those days. Oh my God. In those days, every Monday morning was a Greek quiz. Woo! Yes, every Monday morning. That's the first
vocabulary or
vocabulary. Hey! And so when you are going for attachment on Sundays, you have to keep some vocabularies. We call them tablets. You put them in our pocket.
And take it 3 times.
You take it 3 times a day. Because and go on to you if you get below 50, and especially sometimes we felt that with the Presbyterian it was much harder on us. The way he would give it to you. I mean, sometimes he said, look at you, look at you, look at you. Even your son, you have left your son, you've left your congregation members, your village people. You told them you have come to, you are coming to Trinity. You are getting 8/20. Hey? Then when it is Sunday, you wear your coat and be walking around there like you're a man of God. You're getting 8/20 in Greek. You know, it was a fun time. I mean, Professor Ikem. I mean, the former Northern Bishop for the Methodist Accra, Northern Accra Bishop, Idrissa AEC, taught that liturgics.
Wow.
You know, now the Anglican bishop for Tema. Those days he was venerable. Nikwe, oh my God, took you to liturgics and I mean then Professor Pobi, missiology. Yes. Then Ejaba, if you know Ejaba. Reverend Professor Onipadidi. Taught us missions and all of those things. I mean, it was a wonderful time in Trinity.
Wow, you really enjoyed your time.
Only I did.
Was it? What happened to politics to you on campus?
You know, when I got to Trinity, I said,
politics.
I said, some politics, but we did small. We did small.
Wow.
Some people are watching. Those who are my mates from all the denominations. When I got the first year, I said I wouldn't do anything. But Edu baby, you know,
inside you.
It was there, and then you know there was some agenda that was going on that we at that time with the Presbyterians we felt were sidelined, and then by God's grace, some of the YPG guys followed behind me as my should I say my genius. And when they came to fire their fire. So we did some small things.
Wow.
You know, I don't want to say it.
It's part of the ministry.
We did by the time we finished, I became work secretary for the International Hall.
Which was
Grant Hall.
Noble.
The Nobles.
Nobles.
Yes. I mean, that's the only international hall.
Yes.
You know, some halls have been renovated, they look nice, but they are not international.
No, they are not.
There's only one international hall.
So Galivorians, please.
Yes.
And the Ojija people.
Yes, the Ojija people. No. There's only one international hall. They call us the refugee hall, but we don't care.
No, we don't care.
We are the international hall.
Now they call us forestry ministry, but
because of the forest behind the hostel. But
so it's good to know that Papa is a noble.
Yes, and you are a noble.
I'm also a noble.
You see now.
So
I was a work secretary there. So one of the positions I really wanted was to become the main school's work secretary. But later, my mates, seniors, and those followed behind said, no. I wanted to become PSU chairman. I still didn't want. And then the outgoing PSU chairman came to me and said that my mates have come to see him and they've told him that it is me they want to become PSU chairman. And I said, no, I should consider it much strongly. And he was a unassuming man, Reverend Rakun. He doesn't talk plenty. So Reverend Rakun speaks to you in his calmness. And then there were some other seniors also from Tiamwa, now the Presec headmaster for Teshin. They call us, the people say that it's me. They want, am I? So I want to be work secretary. Those days, the SRC executives, we sit in the middle in the chapel. Okay. There are some chairs in the middle. That is the chair I want to go and sit on. So it was not PSU, but later after praying and considering the fact that, you see, in the Presbyterian church, this is what it is. That's why actually, for a long time, we don't do application for leadership. We nominate. Yeah. The reason is because the people must see you and decide that under the inspiration of God, they believe that God wants to use you for this work. Then they will nominate you. You go through the process of vetting, and then there will be the election. It is because it's the people who must confirm what you think God, or position that on an office that God wants to give you. So when the people come in that particular manner, I take to prayer, and then when I'm convicted about it in my heart, then I gave myself out. And that one too, I mean, most of my elections are landslide. I hardly win elections. All the elections I've done, I hardly win them with close margins. Because most of the times, it's more like the people who have come to call on you. Not the politicians who are sometimes they will say that the people are calling us, but why you get checked? Something else. Wow. Yes, please. So we enjoyed Trinity, and that leadership opportunity was so great. And indeed, Trinity took a bit of the legalisticness out of me and gave me sometimes to look at things not just from the legal perspective. YPG sometimes tends to make us very legalistic, especially if you are in the politics of the YPGs. And I remember one of the persons that always got through to me, he himself might not know, was Reverend Dr. Boama. He's an EP also who taught me. And hey, Papa Boama, when he asks you for a definition and you give him a long one, he said, why? So he asked a question, what is theology? People will give all the book text. No, he's looking for another one. There is one that says that theology is God talk. That's the answer he wants. And if you write that answer for him in exams, he marks you and give you the mark. Yes. Then when you say that, he asks you, has somebody died? The answer you gave, has somebody died? So why are you complicating yourself? No. So he taught me the simplicity of matters. And till date, it helped me to look at issues a bit more different, not always looking at it from the complicated angles of it. Yes. All
right. So we are still in a conversation with Reverend Jospeh Asan-Ntow. As I mentioned, partners, Gap Shop. If you want the bicentennial cloth, it's here. If you want the JY cloth, it's here. If you want the women's fellowship, the spa, the contemporary, the white, and everything that you need. Bibles, we have baptismal books, we have every communion element. Just get to the Jubilee House and you will get all that you need. We are going into the last set of our questions with Papa. So you entered Trinity 2015,
yes.
2018.
Yes, I completed
and yes. Commissioning.
The commissioning.
I was there. I was there at Covenant.
Covenant congregation. Yes. In
I
the
remember.
Adenta district.
It rained.
The day it rained.
Yeah,
you know the surprising thing about the rain?
No.
I mean, myself and my mates, normally we go to pray 2 weeks before the commissioning. And one of the prayer topics they raised was, let's pray that there will not be rain. When we close, I told the person, I was PSU chairman. I told the person, I said, this kind of prayer, we should not be praying it. Then I said, well, so I see rain as God endorsing something, as a blessing. I'm an African Christian. You know, he said, so from that theological perspective, you tell me that because we're not going to have the program outside. Although the reception will be outside and people will be there. We're going to have it in a chapel. So they pray me, I didn't pray because then when I went to, I said, Master, this kind of prayer, we should not be praying it. Then surprisingly, we were in chapel, that it was not raining, then all of a sudden in the middle of it, the rain began. So those who were sitting on my line, they began to look at me. Those were to my left were looking at me, to my right were looking at me. I said, so your rain has come.
Wow.
You know, it distracted the reception, but I was excited in my heart. Commissioning no so. It was in June. What were we expecting?
Exactly. So it rained on your commissioning day. It rained on my commissioning day.
You see now, it's always in June.
Yeah.
So that was it. But it was a nice time. And then, surprisingly, you know, I've done YouTube as superintendent. So in my mind, I was going to go to somewhere to be a probationer, you know, associate minister B, you know, to undergo, you know, I'd seen that maybe one day I'll have to become coordinator, but not in the beginning of the
journey.
So then all of a sudden, when my letter came, it was Youth and Campus Ministry. And in those days, maybe let me confess, in those days, the transfer can leak. In recent times, I mean, kudos to the General Assembly Council and then the GA itself. Nowadays, there's some tight control around it. So our transfer leaked. So before commissioning, I knew I was going to campus ministry. Initially, the first time I was not excited. Because my expectation was that could this software. I mean, second minister B, you know, I've done youth work. I mean, running around. I'm so happy. I was my wife. One day asked me, say, now okra, ejuma no tumi nya na. I'm so ejuma no de. Na me adom, me kata be no kra me ye. But na me feel say me congregation, one me wie probation. Say the audio na ye. So the other day I'm excited about it. The way you are coming to take over, having finished probation, that was what I wanted. Go and do probation in the congregation. Then when you come, ordain minister, coordinator, you know. But it did not happen that way. So when my wife spoke to me, then I said, no, wait a minute, boy. You know, some people were jubilating outside, you know, as campus ministry coordinator, there was a pickup, you know, and some of my mates were going somewhere. So they began, hey, Joseph, hey, pick up now. No, they were excited. They didn't know that I was fighting a personal battle, that, Charlie, let me go to some congregation, you know. But through it all, we got through it and then prayed about it and we got to work. September 1st, 2018, and by God's grace, we began the work. It's been an amazing journey. Yeah. It's been an amazing journey.
But let me take you back a bit. So was it in Trinity that you encountered Nubji, or you had been a...
So I went to Ghana Telecom. We didn't have a Nubji there.
Okay.
So I didn't do Nubji in Ghana Telecom.
Okay.
Thankfully, I became PSU chairman. And you know, Trinity used to be a coordinating branch. But because of the way our training was, they took the coordinating branch away from us. Okay. But they kept us as a specialized institution that the president and secretary of PSU, which is the President Seminarians Union, was a member of the National Council.
Okay.
Now, I think God was doing his own thing. You know, I told you I didn't want to do the politics. Now they made me PSU chairman. And that gave me the opportunity to sit on the National Council of NUG.
Okay.
So all the reports were coming, the engagements were coming. Then I became exposed. I mean, immediately I got there, the first thing I had to do, I read the Constitution back to back to understand the operations and what have you. So it exposed me to NUG. Then the appointment as coordinator came. And I made up my mind that for the first few years, it was a deep learning curve for me to understand the nuances of it. But thankfully, you see, I would want to encourage our young people, especially those who are in leadership. Maybe sometimes I tell myself that maybe we should change the name of our constitutions to maybe working document or something. Some people get tensed whenever you say the constitution say this. They think you are talking about legality. No, I saw the constitution as the working document. It is that document that tells you what you can do and what you cannot do. It tells you what another person is supposed to do in order for your work to be able to move on. So honestly, when I read the Constitution and other document, it gave me a lot of insight about what the NUG is supposed to be. Because the Constitution is what we are supposed to operate by. Read the church's Constitution, know how the NUG fits in and all of those things. Now, that helped and guided me in the training and in the working with the NUG across.
Oh, okay. Great. So 2018 all the way to 2020. So that's 8 years.
8 years, yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Well, how has the journey been?
It's been amazing. It's been amazing. Definitely there will be some down times.
Okay.
But I mean, the larger part of it has been amazing. It's been amazing. I mean, the students, they will give you, some will give you trouble. Some will give you joy. And when I say trouble, sometimes it's like they're explaining something, they've understood it, but they don't want to do it. You know, and some, you know, they by God's grace, because I was a superintendent, you know, I knew how I wanted my OSOFO, my coordinator, to relate with me. And that was the lens I used in doing the work. That if I'm the president, how did I want my coordinator to relate to me? So I did not do OSOFO. I didn't do I'm the clergyman, you know, sometimes. No, it was a student ministry. So I remember after 1 year, the first president I worked with, Alfred, and his vice president, Precious, they came to see me after the first semester or something. We were talking, and they came to say, Papa, before you came, some people told us that you are a very legalistic man. You are very this, you are this, and what have you? But when you came after first semester, we didn't see that. Now I said, oh, two things had happened. You see, when I was superintendent, the superintendents carry what we call executive authority. This is clear. The OSOFO is a coordinator. You are not minister in charge. You are a guide. So you allow the students, both the YPG and the NUG, to run. Then you are the guide. You are the one who is saying, no, this will take you here, this would, and all of those things. You are not to run the show. And that is not the work of a coordinator, as I've come to understand it. And kudos to one of my favorite coordinators, who is a spiritual father, the Reverend Stephen Ilankwe Lawson. I mean, wonderful minister of God. And we've enjoyed ministry together. He gave me the opportunity as superintendent, opened doors. A lot of times when I go, Papa coordinator, can you do this? He said, no, you go. So you guys, when you became superintendent, you never understood what I was doing. Sometimes you think that, oh, Papa should go and see this one. I said, no, you go. Because that was how I was trained. That gave me exposure. That gave me confidence and what have you. And that was what I sought to do with the student leadership and all the students that I worked with. So that is what it was. They came and they said, oh, that's all executive authority. It's not now in my hands. It is in you people, your hand. I am now your pastor. So I guide you. So I cannot come and say, hey, I dictate. No. Those ones are, you know, as superintendent, when we come to council and we take a decision, it is your duty to ensure the decisions are implemented. And sometimes you must stand firm. Because sometimes the decision has been taken, people want to vary the decision, people don't want to do the decision again. But no, we all discussed, we took in the decision is solid. Now let's implement. And sometimes in implementing it, you need to be tough. And that was the side they have seen. Then thankfully, they had forgotten that I've gone to Trinity. And the Trinity went through me. I didn't go to Trinity. Trinity went through me. So there were things that now, those days, you know, one time Reverend Lawson told me there was one YPG guy we needed to discipline. And we had asked him, we had done something and we needed to discipline. And he wanted to run for a position. And we had asked him that because of that disciplinary action, he should step down from contesting for the position, and that will be his punishment. Then later, his local people came and said it was not enough. And when they came, I fiercely opposed and I said it was enough. You can't punish him twice. It's okay. They wanted to remove his name from the local I said, why do you want to disgrace him? He wanted to become a predatory officer. We have removed because of those disciplinary actions. That was enough. And we spoke to him quietly. We actually didn't even disqualify him. When he came for vetting, we spoke to him and we asked him to withdraw. You know, withdrawal was better than we saying we have disqualified you. So Apollo said, hey, Joseph. And that time, I think I had entered third year in Trinity. He said, hey, Joseph, without you, the legalistic YPG days.
Oh,
no way. You know. So those were some of the things, and it's been amazing. It's been amazing. My students, or let me say my NUG members, sometimes they don't know how my head gets swollen when they don't call me Papa, and then they call me Papsi. Papizo, Papa the Papa. You know, when they call me those ones, my heart fall into my stomach.
So that is right on point. You know, this week we've been discussing a young lady who called the money or the owner of UBA, hi Tony. And Tony was not happy about that at all. Papa says that if you call him Papsi or Papizo, those are the ones that because he's able to relate with. Okay, so we have some very few minutes to wrap up this. Papa, the Bible says that the worker is worthy of his reward.
Yeah.
And 8 years, I'm sure I was privileged to be the first superintendent you worked with as youth coordinator.
Yes, sir.
And right from there to Sly and Joe, I know you have worked, like, no doubt. I remember one time somebody was reminding me of when we went for our first PIs at Tema North.
Right.
And you guys had to go to the market and buy things and come and pick mattress and all those things. You've worked. And on Sunday, for me, I see it as a mega opportunity for all the people that you have been a blessing to come and say that this is our gratitude to you. And I want to use the opportunity to call on all especially the YPG fraternity, former DPs, former YPG members, and each and every one of us need to come to Grace on Sunday to say a big thank you to our coordinator. Papa, maybe you have a word of invitation to all the people just to say that they should, maybe the details of the...
Yes, you are all invited. Coming Sunday 23rd at the Grace Congregation Westland. The time is 1:30. 1:30 because it's a student service and it's also a youth service. And so when you go to your church, then you come. We don't want you to have the... have been pastor with or pastor for, they are now starting working. Most of them. Some of them, they've started doing some remittances from Abruchiri. $50. Now their share will go to when those guys say, okay. And sometimes when I go to some offices, and then I'm just standing there, there's somebody who comes and says, some that I may not even know personal, you know. I said, Papa, Papa Nubgio. I said, Papa, what are you doing here? So Papa, no, go and sit here for me. Then they'll give me some executive treatment. Now, those ones are all send-offs. And those send-offs, we are going to enjoy them to eternity, as it were. So we're inviting all of you to come as we thank God for 8 years. I'm grateful to God. I'm very grateful to God, you know, working among the young people, you know, sometimes the difficulties are there. Sometimes the temptations are there. I mean, there wasn't time for us to go through some of them. The temptations are there. Sometimes somebody comes and sits in front of you. The person will be talking. It is because there's no money in the pocket. The pocket starts not eating. So you yourself, you have to dip your hand into your pocket and pat some money, you know. I jokingly sometimes tell their sophos that when their children are coming or their members are coming to Nuji, they don't give them offering. So they give them only feeding fee. So the child has to look through within the feeding fee and remove some to come and give the offering. And you know, the offering too, we have buses to maintain, fuel, to buy and all of those things. So Sofo and Nukradi and Kahom. And one of the things I would want to say is a big thank you to the Ghana Presbytery. I'm grateful to Ghana Presbytery, all the chairpersons I've had the privilege to work with. Superintendent from Reverend Dr. Ninoy Odonko, Reverend Dr. Victor Okuabe. I became coordinator. I was superintendent Kakra. I became coordinator properly under Papa Victor Abe, and then Papa now Right Reverend Dr. Abraham Nana Opare Kwache, the moderator, and then now our Sojaman, the Reverend Colonel. Very much grateful to the Ghana Presbytery. You know, the support Ghana Presbytery give to the campus ministry is enormous. It's enormous. Anytime that we are in distress and we run to the office, Ghana Presbytery was always there to support us. Our congresses, conferences, our musical programs, our buses will break. During the COVID time, they gave us logistics to start. You know, school went on break. When we're coming back, they gave us logistics. They gave us money to kickstart the whole NUFG processes. I mean, it's been amazing. I've worked with boards, the campus ministry board, the members on it, the chairpersons. Started with the Reverend Dr. Akwapong, and then now my boss, Reverend Erasmus Mensah-Lai, all the members of the boards, Papa Ani, the director for mission and evangelism, the clan director, Reverend Andrew Shadow, now national clan director, our new clan director, also for Kojo Asamoah, and all the persons on it. Mama Nokoduya, Mama Esther Yeboah. I mean, it's been amazing. And all the presidents I've worked with, their executives, Papa, I've enjoyed myself.
Wow.
I mean, I am living happy that we've worked, we've transformed what needs to be transformed. There's more work to be done. I wouldn't say that there are no challenges that we still need to overcome. But I will say that I gave it my all. I gave it from here, from this interview. We have a coordinating branch council meeting, which will run till tomorrow morning. And then tomorrow morning at 8:30, we have a training program for the YPG at Shalom. I have to be there. Then from there, I have to go and do some Hosanna work, you know. Then in the night, go and sleep. Then in the morning, I have to be at Resurrection. From there, I have to pass through Hosanna before I'll come to my send-off. That's the Sunday. There are days where on a Sunday, I do 4 churches.
Wow.
There are days on the Sunday, I'll do 2 churches, finish and come to a YPG program and all of those things. But through it all, it's been amazing. Wow. Finally, one great woman who has been a support. My wife.
I was coming there.
My wife. Efua Danswa. I mean...
But you know, I did NUFG with Mama.
Really?
Yes, in the University of Ghana.
I see.
And recently I was telling someone
welfare
that...
secretary.
Yes.
Okay.
I was telling someone that the way Mama coordinated NUFG when we had pastors visiting us.
Yes, sir.
It was different.
Yes.
You will see her with bottled water, wrapping tissue around it. She was very always looking out for ministers.
Also,
so when I saw that
was what made me marry her.
Oh
yes, as superintendent. I mean, the NUFG people know, maybe the YPG people don't know.
Oh.
As superintendent, Papa Kwe, who I took over from, who is now becoming the clerk of Presbytery, and kudos to him. I had gone to meet him. Those days, our office was at Saba Hall as coordinator. So I had gone to see him, and then when I went there, there were some refreshments in the fridge. So Papa Kwe called the welfare secretary to come and serve his guests. So apparently she was in Kanda and I had not noticed her. You see, after I became district president, especially when I became superintendent, I was all over the place. You know, we had what we call touching the base. The Ghana Presbytery has some few challenges. So my executives, we decided that we're going to touch the base. So almost every Sunday we were somewhere, some other district other than our own. So you won't see me much in Kanda. So she was there, but I didn't notice her there. It was in NUFG. When Papa asked her to come and serve me, then she brought the drink. Then when she finished, so would you like some pie? I said yes. Then so I'll be back very soon. So she went down, I think, Sabah cafeteria.
Okay.
She went to bring some pie, you know, the way I was serving, you know. And then Mum said, no, sister, over to me, I am a good partner in ministry, you know. And then later when she came, I said, so where do you worship when you are not in school? Then she said, Kanda. I said, which Kanda? She said, Reverend Doctor. I said, no. Let me have your number.
Whoa.
Then the conversation began. And then when she finished school and she came home, YPG, she came to meet us, you know, and then, you know, said, you know, and then by the grace of God. So Nuvji gave me a wife.
Wow.
So you see, son of me, and I mean, she's been an amazing woman. I mean, thank you so much for Danswa. I mean, no complaint. You know, when I was coming, I just came from Edukrum. In the morning, I was in Tema to support one of our campus ministers. From there, we came home and quickly had to run to Edukrum to bring the children. And when I landed and I dropped her, I had to come and she was looking at me. Who did him? So when I go for the council meeting, then she was worried. When I was going down, she came to stand there. She was looking at me. Oh, I mean, if I had had a peace of mind to do the YPG work and the Nuji work, it is kudos, apart from God's strength, it is kudos to this woman.
Wow. Mama,
it is kudos to this woman.
If you are watching us, please, we salute you. God bless you for sharing Papa with us. I know that we have drained him. Sometimes conference, council meeting, Kumasi, and Dangbeton, wherever. But Mama, God richly bless you and the kids. We have some few comments here, and I know these are people Papa will know. Ebenezer Kwapon, who served with Papa, said that Papa,
amazing gentleman.
Yeah, Frema, the current Territory Secretary, is also watching us.
I call her Star Girl. She calls me Star Boy.
So Star Girl, that's your Star Boy. And we also have Samuel J, the former Central Superintendent. Clan Director is also here. Papa Kujua Samoa is watching. And Sylvanus is saying that, Ebenezer, you see how you are enjoying the TTS story. They say go to TTS, you won't go. You too. And I think Ebenezer has also come. Sylvanus, you see how your direct predecessors are wearing their colors. Look sharp. And also for
those young men, I will not be surprised when they land into ministry. They have a passion for God. They have a passion for God. Yeah. They land into ordained ministry though.
Apostle J.K. is asking, say that is Jospeh saying is no longer legalistic. That's a question for the boss.
The one they saw is the reduced version.
The reduced version.
Yeah, they should have seen me in my element in those days when we go to national YPG council meeting. You know,
the fire.
Oh my God, the Constitution was in our brains. You know, but it was good. It has made me know the church. And Papa, it has made me know the church. So I encourage, especially the young people, get the PCG Constitution. Now, by the grace of God, it's online.
It's online.
In those days, you need to buy.
Yeah.
Hey. Now everything is online, even now the shepherding model and what have you. I mean, kudos to the church. Now, a lot of things that in the past, they would think that we need to make profits. So we have to, now we are releasing them. So this is a great church.
Yeah.
The church has made me say, Nantoma congregation is a great factor. Gam Presbytery, Arabaka District, the Nuji, the YPG. I am who I am because of the church.
God bless you.
I owe a lot of gratitude to the church.
We thank God.
That's why we work the way we work.
Yes, Papa. I go. I see Reverend Theophilus Nene Ike Natitokuli.
Yeah, that was my organizer.
Yes, congratulations to Jospeh Asan-Ntow for the yeoman job done for the past 8 years in the Gam Presbytery. God richly bless him. Martin Owo Hini Echiampon Tinkran says that congratulations, Papa. Go higher. And then Theophilus, Reverend Theophilus Tekpeti, God bless you, my boss.
You know, he was the team lead who led me to become the chief president for Arabaka.
Wow.
So when I was Kanda president, he was Ascension president YPG.
Okay.
And so he's just a senior ahead of me. So when I said I won't do Kanda president again, they felt that no. At that time, we had some challenges in the district. So he came and said, oh boy, you have to do it.
Wow.
So if Kanda and Arabaka, we are the giants of Arabaka district. If the two says that, we are the candidates. And then the incumbent president was not understanding that we're not too happy with his leadership. He still stood. we gave him a landslide.
Shadrach Asaki Siedu
Yes.
says that congratulations, Osofo Joe. You have
Yes.
always remained determined and hardworking.
He was also
Go
Alogoshi president
higher.
for YPG.
Wow.
He later became Adawaka district president. I mean, anytime I meet you guys, I mean yourself and all the rest, I'm happy. I go home and I sleep.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
I
So, viewers, it has been an amazing interview with the Youth and Campus Ministry Coordinator. And as he said at the tail end of the conversation, he has poured himself out into the young people and the students. And now on Sunday, it is our turn to replicate the work and the passion. So I would be there. I have no excuse than to be there to say salute to the youth coordinator who worked with me so well to be able to push. And you know, during the COVID times, we had a great partnership just to make sure that all things were well. So as we draw the curtains down on this interview, we want to once again remind you of the send-off service for the Reverend Jospeh Asan-Ntow, Sunday, 23rd August 2026. The time is 1:30 p.m. and the venue is the Grace Congregation, Westland. We want to see you there, and come, let's celebrate God's servant who has been a good asset to the Presbytery. We also want to acknowledge our sponsors, Gap Shop, and then also the Kuntunse Project. As I said, everything you need, every Presbyterian souvenir, please make sure you come to the Gap Shop so that we will be able to serve you. We have done this production with support from the Osu Ebenezer media team led by Daniel Wolf Cochrane, Benjamin Baka, and the other Benjamin. They have been of great support to us here at the Jubilee House Media. Ladies and gentlemen, we wish you a very good weekend. Stay blessed, serve the Lord, and always remember that God rewards faithful service. So be faithful in the work you are doing for the Lord. Until we come your way again with another exclusive interview, this has been Reverend Stanley Todison, the PRO for the Presbytery. Enjoy your evening.